I started my Dolphins channel a little over 2 months ago. Being someone who doesn't like to form baseless opinions in a vacuum, I've spent a lot of time since then getting to know as much as I can, not only about this year's team, but the fan base as well. So I've made it a mission to participate in as many live chats as I can to hear perspectives from all sides. And I must say, negativity abounds, especially when it comes to Tua Tagovailoa, Mike McDaniel, and Chris Grier. There's even a swath of alleged Dolphins fans who want their own team to lose just so the failure will force the removal and replacement of all these men. But through my journey, a distinct pattern has emerged, and it's largely generational. Now, don't take what I'm about to say as a one-size-fits-all claim, more like majorities of each subset, based on fan experiences and generational norms. Older Dolphins fans have tasted success. They remember what it's like to be feared by the league, to be postseason stalwarts, and respected as one of the league's most historic and successful franchises of the 20th century. The fans born to the 21st century version of the Dolphins? They've endured nothing but seeing their hopes and dreams go down in a fiery ball of flames just before the plane reaches its destination. So I get it. The other generational chasm is the instant gratification world we have become, compared to the more slow and deliberate pace people used to be more accustomed to. This participation trophy generation can't cope with disappointment, so they're too scared to embrace hope. And the other big difference, and I think the most consequential of all, is that today the micro view is all that matters, as in only today matters. 3 interceptions in a practice, trade Tua. Call a few plays in a row which fail or blow some replay challenges, fire McDaniel. Haven't signed another cornerback or more O-line depth yet, even though the season has yet to start, Grier's got to go. All micro views. But if you step back and take a macro view of where we've been and the direction we're going, to me, it does not look like the sky is falling, and hope is not a dirty 4-letter word. So you want Tua gone? Be careful what you wish for. In 22, Tua led the NFL in average air yards per attempt. In 23, he led the NFL in total yards and guided one of the NFL's most prolific offenses ever, and was named to his first Pro Bowl. In 24, he led in completion percentage. He's been in the MVP conversation late in the year twice in the last 3, and he gets significantly better in his most problematic area every offseason to the point he's at or near the top of the charts in that very category the following year. When is the last time you can say that about any Dolphins QB this century? He's got more in his bag than you give him credit for. So let the man cook. He will make you proud. Now let's look at the Grier paradox. Do you like Chop Robinson, Patrick Paul, Kenneth Grant, Jonah Sava-Inaya, Jordan Phillips, Zeke Biggers, Dante Trader Jr., Ollie Gordon II, Jason Marshall Jr., and Minka Fitzpatrick? That's what he's done with draft capital and a shrewd trade over the last 2 years. Grier seems to be finally turning the corner. The real same-old Dolphins thing to do would be to cut bait now. And every year the apocalypse arrives that we are in cap hell. Yet, every year we seem to be able to pull off big moves, even massive ones. Grier sees the macro view, even if most fans don't, won't, or can't try to see it for themselves. Then we have McDaniel. Too small in stature. Not a forceful enough personality. He can't lead men. Yet, every coach and most players who have ever worked with him side by side, barring disgruntled players who were sent packing from the program, rave about his abilities to connect with people and his football savant-like mind. George Kittle said in an interview that he wanted to put Mike McDaniel in his contract so he couldn't be poached by another team and would be with him for the rest of his career. He got an A+ on an anonymous player survey as a great head coach. He exploded onto the scene in his first year with concepts and motions which have been copied across the NFL and college coaching ranks alike. He led one of the most prolific offenses the league has ever seen. And he led the Dolphins to the second highest scoring total in a game in league history in just his second year, which he could have surpassed by simply kicking an easy field goal. But he chose not to. It was a classy move not to run up the score anymore on a shell-shocked opponent. Yet people want him gone because of short yardage woes and a horrible streak of failed challenges. What, pray tell, do you think is easier to fix in a head coach? The former or the latter? and never underestimate intellect. And think about this. What do you think a pissed-off OCD football savant has been stewing on this whole off-season? It should be fun to see his version of retribution come to life. So I guess in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say to Dolphins fans is this. I hear you and I feel your pain. But if you take a step back and take a look at the bigger picture, I assure you, things are not nearly as bad as you may feel they are. As a matter of fact, I think we're on the verge of a seismic shift in the franchise's fortunes, and it's going to usher in an exciting brand of football every generation will be able to get behind and represent the aqua and orange with pride. I'll leave you with this bit of wisdom from Martin Luther King Jr. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. On a personal note, I could really use some more subscribers to keep this show rolling. So hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And as I have no other social media presence, if you like my content, feel free to share it through yours. It would be much appreciated. Until next time, fins up!